Thursday's video, and we've got some new learning to do today. Our learning question is, can I multiply unit fractions by an integer? Now, can anyone remember what integer means? It pops up now and again. Integer is just another word for a whole number. So like 5 or 2 or 6, those are integers, they are whole numbers. And I've got a little bit of a start-up warm-up question for you on the board, and your task is to match the multiplication sums on the left with the addition on the right, because multiplying can also be described as repeated addition, because multiplying is lots of something. So pause the video now, have a go at matching up which of these goes with the ones on the right. So you should have had to think about this, and the first one we've got is 5 times 2, or we can say 5 lots of 2. So can you spot the addition sum on the other side that would match 5 lots of 2, or adding 5 lots of 2 with each other? And you should all be saying to me that it is over here. 5 times 2 is the same as doing 2, add 2, add 2, add 2, add 2. What about this 0 times 6, 0 multiplied by 6? Now, when you multiply something by 0, the answer is always 0, because you're multiplying something by nothing. And we can see here we've got 0, add 0, add 0, add 0, add 0, 0, which would give us our answer of 0. So that goes with that one. Well done if you've got them right so far. And the last one was 4 times 1/5, or 4 times a fifth. And you might have gone, oh, what am I doing? I can't multiply a fraction. But as you can see, the one that we've got left, is 4 times a fifth, is simply saying you're adding 1/5, add another fifth, add another fifth, add another fifth. Okay? And we're going to look into that into a bit more detail now. So on the board, I've got the question, what is 1/7 times by 4, or multiplied by 4? And as we just saw on the previous slide, we can think about multiplying fractions as repeated addition. So what we're actually doing is 1/7, add 1/7, add 1/7, add 1/7, like that. And we've done our adding and subtracting fractions, and when the denominator is the same, we just have to add the numerator. So what we're doing is 1, add 1, add 1, add 1, which is going to be 4. And because the denominator is the same, we've got the same denominator for our answer. So 1/7 times 4 is 4/7, just like that. Nice and easy. What would this be? 2 times a third. 2 times a third. We need to remember that multiplying or timesing is the same as saying lots of. So 2 lots of a third. So I'm going to use bar models this time to show you. So imagine that is sort of my third. That's my portion, my third of a bar, my third of a whole. That's 1/3. But we've got 2 lots of a third, because we're multiplying it by 2. So I need another third. Again, we're going to pretend that those are equal and the same, because fractions always are equal parts of a whole. And so that I've got another third there. So what's my answer going to be? 2 lots of a third. If I add a third and a third, I'm going to get 2 thirds. Just like that. Right, pause the video and see if you can work out this question by yourselves, and then check back in when you're ready to hear the answer. So, you know now that we can use bar models to help us. We're adding sort of a fraction to a fraction, a fraction, a fraction, or we can use our repeated addition, thinking about adding and subtracting fractions. But what you should be noticing now is what you're actually doing is the integer, which is 5, and you're multiplying it with the numerator. We're sort of ignoring that denominator. So what we're actually doing is multiply the integer by the numerator, and that is simply 5 times 1, which we know is 5. So the answer to this question is going to be 5/6. Well done if you got that answer. This one, we've got a missing number in our number sentence. So I've got 1/9 multiplied by something equals 2, or 2 wholes. What are we going to do for this one? So I think first of all we need to think how many ninths are in our 2 wholes. What is the answer that we're trying to get? What's our end point? So 2 wholes, what's that going to be as a fraction or an improper fraction, isn't it? So we're going to think, well, how many would we have in 1 whole? How many ninths are in 1 whole? 9. And then if we've got 2 wholes, we need to add another 9. So 9 plus 9 we know is 18. So the answer to this question is 18 ninths. So going back to the question with the missing part, 1/9 times what is 2 wholes? Now our goal is to get 18 ninths. So what is the integer that we need to multiply it by? It needs to be 18, doesn't it? So 1/9 times 18 would equal 18 ninths or 2 wholes. Okay. Last one that we're going to do together. Pause the video and have a go yourselves and check back in when you're ready to hear the answer. So we've got another missing number one here. We've got something multiplied by a sixth is 1 2/3. Oh, we've got some working out to do here because we've got some mixed numbers and we've got different denominators. We've got sixths and thirds. So what's the first thing you think you need to do? I think we need to turn our 1 2/3 into sixths. So remember that the whole numbers stay the same. We've still got 1 whole. What is 2/3 equivalent to in sixths? So I'm going to put my sixth here. And thinking about our equivalent fraction knowledge, we know that we need to do 3 times 2 to get 6. So whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. 2 times 2 will be 4. So what we're actually getting is 1 4/6. Now, how many sixths is that as an improper fraction? 1 4/6. So our 1 whole is 6/6, isn't it? If it's in 6, it's been split into 6 equal parts. And we've got a fraction of 4/6 left over. So what we need to do is our 6/6 add 4/6, which would give us 10/6. Well done. So, going back to our question, we're looking for an answer of 10/6. Now remember that multiplying fractions or unit fractions is simply lots of, or you can use your repeated addition. So if we need 10 lots of a sixth, what do we need to multiply our sixth by? That's right, it is 10. 10 times a sixth would equal 1 2/3, or as we've worked it out, that is the same as 10/6. Okay, have a go at the worksheet today. Lots of practice with multiplying unit fractions, and I'll see you next week.